take another 1.5 millimeters off of that. It's pretty sweet, I have to say. I'm pretty impressed with this little guy. He packs a punch. So, and I am vaping in it right now some Mojo from Boondock Vapes. It's good, I have to say. I like it. It's kind of like a spiced peach flavor. I do not have a refined palate like many of you do when it comes to vaping. I do for beer. That's pretty much it. You can probably tell by looking at me that I do enjoy beer. Yeah, I mean, it tastes like spicy peaches. Maybe, I'm not really sure what spices, but it's good. I like it. Also tried their the Horns, which is kind of, I think it was originally called Red Bull, but they had to change the name. I don't know if they got a cease and desist or what, but that one's good too. It actually pretty much tastes like Red Bull, so if you like Red Bull, I think that's a good one too. And I do really like their mango as well. Hopefully I'll have tried the rest of their juices by next week, and I can tell you about a few more of them. But yeah, Boondock Vapes. We're also going to be doing a giveaway from Boondock, and we're going to be doing a giveaway from Allison Vapeland on the show today too. So we got a few really good giveaways. Since I'm running a little bit late thanks to some technical difficulties, let me hop in and we'll start going over some mod news. So I don't know how many of you are on the APV group on Facebook, but there's an APV rebuildables and atomizers and hybrids group on Facebook, and they often are doing list buys like they do over on VaporWall, and like they do sometimes at Vape Pit and on Core Vape, the forum on Core Vape, not the auction side of Core Vape. And they're actually starting to, well, not starting to, but they're doing lists on the APV group as well. So, and a couple of them that went live, I believe they went live this week. Actually, one of them might have been last week, toward the end of the week. But the Steam Turbine, which is Doc Dave's newest atomizer that he's working on, it looks pretty cool. I'll probably review one of those further down the line once they're out, maybe a month and a half or 2 months from now. But Doc Dave, if you're not familiar with him, is the gentleman that created the Bliss, which is a very popular Genesis-style atomizer. It's one of the really good American-made ones, much like the AC9, and there are a couple others as well. Also, another mod that's pretty interesting that went up is the Congestus. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes too. The Congestus is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It's and I'm going to get one of these to review on the show just so you guys can see how ridiculous it is. But it's basically, imagine a GGTS that takes a 26650 battery and can telescope out to the point where you can stack two 26650 batteries. So, yeah, John just mentioned that. So you can stack 26650s in that bad boy. That's crazy. I don't know if I'm going to stack 26650s in it. I am excited to try it out though, because I think that it'll finally fit my my meat mitts, whatever you want to call these sausage fingers and giant palms here. So that'll be fun. So yeah, welcome everybody that's coming into the room. Let's see, let's hop right in. We'll start showing some of these new mods that are coming out. First we'll talk about the Stalker mod a little bit. I'm not going to get into detail about these. These are just talk about them a little bit because I don't know a whole lot about these. I haven't touched any of these mods yet, but they're fairly new, either lists just going live or about to go live, or some of them there aren't even lists for them. But this is the Stalker. This one's coming out of Russia, actually. There's a list for it up on VaporWall. There's also a list on one of the Russian forums, an e-cigarette forum in Russia. It's a it's a nice looking 18XXX mod. You can get different size tubes for it. Excuse me. I like the engravings on it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like it's a pretty nice design. I'm not sure how the locking works on the button. I'm assuming there's a locking mechanism. I don't know a ton about it, but there's also a atomizer that they make for it called the Artifact that looks a little bit like a Odysseus. So that one could be pretty interesting. Yeah, it says Stalker on it too, which is like, that's kind of awesome, you know? Just kind of want to stand outside someone's window and like watch them watch TV while you're vaping on it. Creepy. What else? Here's the big fella. That's the Congestus. So I don't know. You may not be able to tell just how big that thing is. It really looks like a GGTS in this picture. It's tough when you're not really comparing it to anything, but there's some videos out there. If you go on YouTube and look up Congestus, you'll see, and it's I'll type it into chat here. Hold on a second. It's spelled. Oops. That is the Congestus. Not really sure what that name's all about, but it's probably a foreign language I'm not familiar with. But anyway, yeah, it's gigantic. It's basically a giant GGTS, and it looks awesome. It's got some cool engravings on it. Can't wait to try it out. Look, I believe it's got all brass contacts, which is good. Help with the conductivity, so. And next, we've got fresh out of Italy. Love the name on this one. This is called the DeLorean. This one is available, I believe, through the e-cigarette forum, the Italy e-cigarette forum, not ECF. It is, one moment. There, and if you do a search for DeLorean, you'll find this guy. But basically, what this is, it's basically a really high-end variable voltage, obviously bottom feeder box mod. The design on it's really nice. It's all really high-grade aluminum, and then the black is actually ebony wood. So it's going to be available in different colors, with the panels being made of wood. They're held on by magnets. It's got a lot of similarities to the VV Rio Grande, but it looks incredibly well made. It's got, you can't see it in this picture, but on the bottom there's actually a digital display that shows your voltage, and it's one of the adjustable by screwdriver variable voltage devices, and the screwdriver just sits inside the device, so you got the screwdriver with you at all times. It's pretty cool. I personally don't have a lot of experience with bottom feeders, so I don't really, aside from being one, I don't really know a ton about them. I do know, I've heard a lot of really good things about the VV Rio and the regular Rios, and apparently this is kind of comparable, but they're saying even better build quality. So, I don't know. I've heard really good things about the Rio, so I don't know if that's true or not, but looks pretty cool. And we've got, this is pretty neat. We've got the Pro Clip. This one is available at, one sec, and I'll give you the website. It's myvape.in. Here. Now, basically, I mean, it's pretty straightforward what it does. It's a mod clip, but it's designed to be, incredibly strong and incredibly durable, and it's meant for people who want to take their vape for outdoors. If you want to go rock climbing with it, or it comes with a carabiner. So, pretty cool idea. I haven't seen I guess a lanyard. I mean, it's really kind of a lanyard. I haven't really seen a lanyard type of device that's really made for high durability, and it actually does a pretty good job protecting the device. It's got, it doesn't keep everything covered, but it has a nice kind of barrier around it there, so it's pretty cool. And then this list went up a couple weeks ago, but it just went up on Vaporwall this week. This is the Bear Brass mod. This one is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this one. I'm going to be getting one of these actually. The Bear Brass mod is made in Albuquerque. So Ja, there you go. And it's going to be a, pretty straightforward. It's an all brass tube mod that looks really nice. I like the button design on it. It doesn't require a lock, but it doesn't have those, it's not too far recessed, so you'll still be able to fire it with your knuckle. You won't have to kind of jam your finger up inside the bottom of the mod. It's available with slotted or non-slotted caps. The engravings, I believe, are going to be different on the final version. I think the bear is going to be on the bottom button, and then there's the engraving around the bottom, around the base like it is now with the date. I think they're going to be serialized, so they look really nice. So you can't, I mean, that's a very bright picture. It almost looks like it's stainless steel, but it is solid naval brass. So it's going to conduct really well. So yeah, bear brass mods, chunk, bear brass mods. So you can check those out over at Vaporwall, and there's also a list for those over on Core Vape as well. So that's pretty exciting. Like I said, I'm going to be getting one of those. I'm going to also be getting a Congestus for reviews on the show, and hopefully a Steam Turbine too. And if anyone wants to buy any of the stuff I've already reviewed on the show, then to fund these future purchases, you're welcome to. Take another puff up. Hey, Boondock just showed up as I'm vaping Mojo here. How's it going, Boondock Vapes? That is exactly what I said, Riversong. Yeah, come on down. There's plenty of room. As long as you're not allergic to cats, you'll be fine. So, why don't we start... Why don't we start off the giveaways with a, I don't know, how about an Allison Vapeland giveaway? That sounds pretty good to me. We'll do a 18 milliliter bottle from Allison Vapeland. Your choice in juice, VG, PG ratio, and nic content. So the way this is going to work is whoever wins, click on vapeon.tv on the chat in the right-hand side there, and select private message or PM. Shoot me a PM. I'll reply with my email address. Send the information that I need, like your address and all the stuff I just rattled off, and we'll get that out to you. So when I say go, pick a number from, oh man, we got 55. I got some ghosts in here, but we'll put it up to, we'll go 1 to 60. Give us a little breathing room there. When I say go, start putting numbers, and go. Oh, Keith Moreau, background music for the giveaway. Just one number, guys. All right. We'll give it a couple more seconds. No problem, Christine. We'll just go with your first number. All right. 5 seconds. Alright, stop. Let's see what we got. And the winner is number 50. Let's see, have we got any 50s? John Vape's got a 51. Oh, Spank Me Again was 50. And that's it. Spank Me Again. Congratulations. Shoot me a PM, and I'll reply with my email address and just send all the information over to my email, and I'll make sure that the fine folks over at Allison Vapeland get that. All right. So, thank you, Allison Vapeland, for the wonderful treats. So let's see what's next. Let's talk about the Icarus. So don't forget to PM me. I know you're excited. So the Icarus, it's a pretty cool little device. My first impressions of it were, damn, that's small. It's really compact. It's a nice design. The machining on it's really, really nice. Like, I mean, I don't know if you can see this here, but you know, if you take that lock ring and just kind of spin it, it spins all the way up to the top position, and then you can spin it back, and it spins all the way back down to locked. So, you know, the threading on it is really smooth. Which I like that. You know, it's got nice clean threading. Like I said, the machining on it's really nice. They're serialized. This one's number 66. Wish there was another 6 in there, but you know, hey, what are you gonna do? So the internals are pretty straightforward, at least as far as the button's concerned. I mean, I've seen other buttons that kind of have a similar design, but this one's just really clean. You know, it's got a Delrin, a piece of Delrin that kind of separates the base of the battery, so that it's not making contact. And then there's a little piece of metal that comes in contact with the bottom of the battery to complete the circuit. Now, I actually, because I was kind of playing around with a couple different ways to set this up. It comes with springs, and it comes with a adjustable screw on it as well. The screw is supposed to go into the base, and then there's I think the screw goes into the base, and then there's a spring that sits in the top so that you can you know, so that it can take different size batteries. What I did was I took, you know, I left this bare, and then on the inside what I did was I took the spring out and just put the screw right in there. So it's adjustable, so basically you could adjust the height of the screw depending on the length of your battery. And you know, just so there's no spring, because the springs can you know, affect the conductivity and give you a little bit of voltage drop. So you know, and I was a little bit concerned about that, just because it's not you know, the internals aren't brass, the connections aren't brass, and I like to see brass connections because typically you're going to get some voltage drop with stainless steel that you know, you wouldn't get as much of it with brass. But I have to say, it hits pretty hard for being all stainless steel. I think I've got like a 0.9 or 1.0 ohm coil on here with 28 gauge Kanthal, and it hits nice. I mean, well, I'll show you. So, I mean, the vapor protection's good. It's not great, but that's okay, because it's got a small, you can see it here, it's got a small air hole. So, let's see, there you go. Yeah, it's got a small air hole on it. I don't know if you can really tell just how small that is. It's not super tiny, but I believe it's, you know, if we hold it up next to the DID that I have here, They're about the same size. Oh, come on, focus. Don't be a dick. Well, it's not going to autofocus, but that's okay. The holes on there are about the same size, and that's a 1.2 millimeter hole on the DID. So I believe it's a 1.2 millimeter hole on the Icarus. So you're going to get a little bit less vapor production because it's going to be less air passing over the coil. However, the smaller air hole is going to give you more flavor. So if you don't really care about blowing out giant plumes of tasteless vapor, which is what a gigantic air hole is basically going to do for you, it's great. You know, that's one of the nice things about like the Hellfires, for example. They have a pretty small air hole on them, so they're not, you know, you're not going to get quite as much vapor production, but the flavor is a lot more sharp and intense. So tastes really good, and the top chamber on it is pretty small too. It could be a little bit smaller. I don't know if you can see inside there. It does go all the way up to the top, so there's a little bit room for cooling in there. You know, I wish that they had maybe left the stainless steel a little bit thicker at the top cap, like they do on, you know, like the reduced chamber Hellfire Mega and the Fugatti and the Doodlebug. I did say Doodlebug, yes, and I'll be reviewing one of those in not too long. So that left a little bit to be desired for me, but other than that, you know, there's a lot of things that I like about this. It comes with a drip tip. I think the drip tip it comes with looks really nice. I had some issues with other drip tips fitting on this, but it's fine because you know, it came with one and it looks really sharp with the one that it came with. It matches the finish and everything. It does have a adjustable throat hit, and the cap sits on there really, really good. I mean, I'm shaking this pretty vigorously and it's not moving anywhere. There is a is there even a groove in there? There might be. I don't even know if there's a groove on the inside of the cap. It doesn't look like it for the O-ring, but it's just I don't know. It's just designed really well to fit that O-ring really snugly. So I haven't had any issues with the cap popping off in my pocket. I've taken it out a couple times. It's really compact. It's good for on the go. You know, it's like any other Genesis hybrid or what have you. It's you know, you can't turn it upside down. You can't put it on its side with the air hole down, or you're going to get some juice leakage. But you know, if you can keep it upright in your pocket, then it's pretty good for on the go because it's nice and small. And like I said, it's also got the little 18350 tube for it as well if you want to go even more compact. It's got an interesting thing I like about this. You can see it's got a bevel right here, so if you drop it, unless you drop it on like some kind of jagged surface, you know, if you drop it on the ground, that glass tank is not going to hit the ground. It's either going to hit the body or it's going to hit the cap. The glass is not going to come in contact with the ground, so that's nice. I mean, I do like a tank protector. That's obviously ideal, but that's a pretty cool design. And you know, obviously it's going to reduce the juice capacity a little bit, but it's not a huge deal. So, and then the setup is pretty simple as well. Instead of having a, let's see if I can get this focusing for you. So instead of having a screw that you tighten on the positive post, it's actually got a spring underneath a washer that presses the top post up against that nut at the top. I really like that design a lot, actually. It's set up the same way as the Orion. I find it easier to set up than having to fiddle with you know, nuts and screwing stuff in, and because when you have to tighten something, sometimes you'll get that coil just right, and then you tighten it, and it like shifts the whole thing. And sometimes you'll move the wick and put a kink in it. So I like that about this a lot. You can set it up with a dual wick as well. So you can see it's got all kind of business going on there. There's like, you know, 3 different screws, so you got a couple different fill holes, and you can set up dual wick, you can set up U-wick, so you've got a lot of options as to how you want to set this up as well. I mean, I wouldn't go dual wick just because it's only got the one air hole, and you want to have air flowing over the coil. You know, it's not like a Bliss that's got the two. However, you can if you want to. If you want some crazy throat hit, you can do that. UWick is pretty reasonable though. That would work out pretty well on this, but I don't feel like it's necessary because you've got a really good size wick hole on there. I believe it's 3 millimeters. So you know, I haven't had any wicking issues, and I'm vaping at a pretty high wattage. So. And my take on the UWick, I know we went over the UWick last week, and I showed you guys how to make one. The UWick works awesome if you have a device that has a really small wick hole, and you need a little extra wicking. I mean, they're not. I'd rather just have a bigger wick hole and just use a straight wick. They're easier to make. You know, not that UWicks are particularly difficult, but you know, it's a little harder to work shorts out sometimes because you can't use the Peter K method. You know, it's a little more time consuming to make the wick. It's kind of an unnecessary hassle when you could just have a device that's got a bigger wick hole in it if you want to go with like a 1 ohm or, you know, 0.8 to 1.2 ohm coil, and you need some pretty good wicking. So especially if you're using like a thicker juice, like a high VG juice, like I tend to. I usually vape high VGs, so. But it vapes well. You know, like I said, the flavor is real sharp. I like that about it a lot. It's a really nice design. It's really well machined. They put a lot of thought into it. I like the way the button feels. It's smooth. It fires smooth. The lock ring on it's really nice. The threading on it's really clean. You know, the fairly small chamber on it's good. It gets a nice warm vape, and that smaller air hole gets you some really good sharp, clean flavor. So, you know, it's got a lot of the things that I look for. It does have, like I said, the adjustable throat hit on there as well. So I'd give it oh, sorry, I'm just looking at chat again. What's happening? You guys getting dirty in here? See the conversation going downhill. But anyway, yeah, I'd say about an 8 out of a 10, maybe a 9 out of 10, Ja. I mean, there's really not a lot that I dislike about it, to be honest. I mean, I do wish that you could go up to I wish you could go up to an 18650. I do like being able to use an 18650 if I can. I wish it had a little bit bigger juice capacity, but I mean, these are all things that are intentionally left out, though, because this is designed to be a very compact, you know, small portable device. So this is just, you know, this isn't anything that's wrong with the device. This is just kind of personal preference. So if you're looking for a small, compact, high-performing hybrid that's somewhat, I mean, I wouldn't call it readily available, but you can get them. The Icarus is a good choice. I think they're out of stock everywhere at the moment, but I don't think that that'll be the case for too long. I also like the engraving on the bottom. This is the Drop Mods logo. It looks kind of cool. A little laser etching on the bottom there. So that's kind of neat with the drop and the little splash. So I dig it. I dig it. But yeah, I mean, if you were to take out the personal preference stuff and just kind of give this like a general review that's not about what I like, but about what, you know, just kind of general quality of the product, I'd give it a 9. I wish it had brass contacts, and I wish the top chamber was reduced a little bit. That's pretty much it. Everything else I kind of dig about it. Maybe a tank maybe like a tank sleeve would be cool, like they've got on the Katana and the iHybrid, but that's not a necessity. I mean, with or without the tank sleeve, if this thing goes flying out of your hand and against a brick wall, it's going to break the glass. I mean, regardless of whether you have you know, some kind of tank sleeve on there or not. So we'll take another puff on it though. Oh, did they sell a kick ring for the Icarus? I didn't even realize that. Yeah, you could set it up with an 18650 if it's got if you can get a kick ring for it. So you will, Ghost. Just keep trying, man. Keep watching my show. Hopefully you'll learn something. You know, it's funny you say that, Stereo Dreamer. I actually haven't had issues with it either, but I know a lot of people that do. That's why I like to bring it up. And I'm just paranoid. Like, I don't leave the house very much. I work from home, so, and if I drop it, it's going to be dropped on carpet. Not that I drop them anyway, so it's not a huge deal, but again, it's my paranoia. So, yeah, AGAs. We're gonna review the AGA-T Plus next week, the one with the fuse quartz tank that just recently came out. So, I do like the Peter K method a lot, Adam. We're actually gonna go through that tonight. So do you guys have any questions about the Icarus that I can answer? I mean, there's a couple other things I could go over with it if you want, but. Just the wings. Only the wings. Everything else is fine. But yeah, I mean, that's problematic. Thankfully, I'm not an astronaut, so I should be good. The FC2000? No, I don't know the FC2000. What's the FC2000? That sounds like a European automobile. Maybe Japanese. Oh, is that a Nextel? I haven't tried Nextel wick yet. Yeah, are you talking about the Nextel braided ceramic? I haven't tested that out yet. I'm actually going to try the straight porous ceramic wicks upcoming soon. So, oh no, what is it, Ghost? I'm not familiar with it then. Is this one of the ones that gets pulled out of a? Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't realize those were called FC2000. That's the porous ceramic wicks that I'm actually going to be showing on the show, hopefully next week. So no, I haven't tried them yet. They haven't come in stock yet at Discount Vapors. So I think he's supposed to be getting them in later this week. So, and I'm very excited to try them out. I'm also in a co-op for the AFPV as well as some ceramic wicks. I'm gonna try those out as well. There you go. Actually, let me just give you my email address here. Yeah, I'm also interested to maybe try out the Nextel wicks. So yeah, I wish they had walkie-talkie. Now I know the name's kind of funny, but it's just a braided ceramic wick. I've read some different things about them. I've read that you have to heat treat them or they can be dangerous. That kind of was a big turnoff for me. I don't know if that has changed with newer versions of them, so maybe we'll give it a try at some point. But for now, I think I'll stick with I don't really have too much problem with the stainless steel, and if the porous ceramics work out well for me, then I'll be good to go. So, yep, AFPV. It stands for another fucking personal vaporizer. Exactly, yes, Bushmaster just put it into to chat there. So, there's a co-op for it. I believe there's still some available. I'll tell you, it looks really good. It's got a lot of the stuff that I look for in a hybrid. It's really compact, but you can put an 18650 in it. It's got a really tight reduced top chamber, so it should give you really warm vapor. The contacts in it are gold plated, and the most amazing thing about it, honestly, is it's $125. And for a machined high-end hybrid to be that inexpensive is pretty amazing. I mean, most of them are retailing for around $250 to $300. So It's pretty cool. But that same co-op is also going to be providing ceramic wicks, and you can get them in the same shipment or have them shipped separately as part of that same co-op. So, and Spank Me again. Just send me VGPG ratio, what flavor you want, what Nick content, and then your shipping information, and that'll cover everything. So yeah, hopefully I'll be doing a review of that as well in the future, and maybe have some other surprises with the AFPV on the show as well that I won't give away right now about that. Thank you, Bushmaster, for putting that in there. It's definitely worth checking out. Anybody that's looking into maybe trying out hybrids that's never gotten doesn't have a hybrid, and hasn't gotten one, because there really aren't any that I would consider to be reasonably priced. I mean, they are reasonably priced. There's a lot that goes into making these devices, but that's like borderline cheap for the amount of effort that goes into that. $125 is just crazy, and they look pretty cool too. Yeah, they do look nice. So, but just the design, I mean, gold-plated contacts. It's going to have really good conductivity, and that really tight top chamber on it. There's a lot to like about it. So I'm pretty excited about that device too. Yeah, but yeah, Icarus, thumbs up. Like I said, for my personal use, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. But generally speaking, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's a good device. And actually, I'll put a couple of links in here for you, so that you guys can check them out if you want to. This is specifically for the Icarus. That's dropmods.com. And they're also being distributed globally through vaporizers.com. Yeah, I disagree with that, Stereo. You get a lot less voltage drop from a hybrid than you do from a 510 connection and an atomizer separately. I mean, it really does make a difference. Depends on how you vape, though. I mean, it's not for everybody. Being able to get one for a reasonable price is pretty cool, though. And I'm sure that we will eventually be getting, Chinese-made hybrids at some point as well. I'm interested to see what they can do with that and what the price point on those is going to be. If they can keep them under $100, that would be pretty awesome. So, if maybe the makers of the AGAT could figure out a way to do a hybrid base on that, with a mod minus the 510 connection on the top, that would be pretty cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that happen within the next couple of months, so if it's not already in the works and I just missed it. So, let's see, what's next? How about another giveaway? This one, this is the one I kind of talked up a little bit earlier as a surprise, so here's the big reveal. You ready? From RTD Vapor, whoops, hold on. They are going to be hooking us up with actually, hold on a sec. It's the the name's kind of funny. It's the UNI-T, and all I can think of is UNITY when I see that. UT10A multimeter. They sell 2 multimeters over at RTD Vapor, and this is actually the nicer of the 2. So this is the higher end one. And Randy is going to give one away on the show today. So, well, Randy isn't. I'm giving one away, but it's coming from Randy. So, and if you guys are not familiar with RTD Vapor, you should be, because they are my personal favorite battery vendor. I've spent a lot of money on batteries from them. I'm actually not sure, Stereo Dreamer. You should check out the specs on the site. I don't have one personally, but I believe they've got the specs listed on the site. If you go to RTD Vapor and you click on accessories, which I think is the bottom menu option on the left-hand side, and it's the, like I said, it's the UNI-TY, it's the UNI-T UT10A, so, which is the nicer one on the right-hand side. But it is a nice multimeter. It's very highly recommended. I know it's all got, you know, it's got 5 out of 5s on all the reviews that I saw, so pretty cool. So we got 64 people now. I know we got some ghosts, but we'll just do, I'm just gonna go all the way up 1 to 75. Give us a little breathing room, like I said. And when I say go, pick a number. Well, not when I say it, but when I type it in chat. Pick a number from 1 to 75. Thanks, Stereo, for the link there. Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, I believe there's some information. It does not measure internal resistance. Sorry. But it is a nice multimeter, though. So, ready? Go. Give it a little more time. All right, any last minute numbers? Give you a few more seconds here. And stop. All right, actually, you know what? I'm going to refresh this real quick. 5. All right, let's see who the winner is. 63. L-Hand B got it right on the nose. Let's see if anyone else got 63. That's a lot of numbers. Nope, L-Hand B. Congratulations. Alright, I'm actually just going to send you a PM here. It might be easier to do it this way. One sec. I am PMing you my email address. If you could email me your shipping address, I'll send that over to RTD Vapor, and they will ship that brand new fancy multimeter over to you. Congratulations. So thank you, RTD Vapor, for the giveaway. It's pretty awesome. Like I was saying, batteries, they've got pretty much all of them. They also carry a lot of different kinds of resistance wire, and they have very reasonable prices there too. They carry 28 gauge wire there, which is really nice. That's actually what I'm using almost exclusively. So, you know, it's nice to be able to buy it from an e-cig shop rather than having to, you know, buy it from bulk somewhere. And there aren't a lot of places that carry the 28 gauge too. So, as well as many other wonderful things that they have on their site. They are definitely my go-to for wire and batteries though. So. All right. So, let's see. What do we got on tap next? All right. So, the Peter K method for wrapping a coil. All right. So, the Peter K method is Peter K is the creator of the Vapor. It's a Genesis style hybrid, but it's very small and sleek. It's a 14500 hybrid. And it's got a couple of really unique features to it. One of which is that it has a automatic switch. It's not like an automatic, like a pen style, where it just automatically starts firing the coil when you take a draw. But it has a switch in the mouthpiece, so when you like put your lips on it, there's a little piece of metal inside the mouthpiece that makes contact with the rest of the mouthpiece and then completes the circuit and fires the hybrid. It's pretty cool. There's actually a version 2 coming very soon that a lot of people are pretty excited about, that improved upon the first one. I guess I think there were a couple of minor issues with the first one. Nothing crazy, but I think they improved the durability and made a couple of design changes to it with the version 2. So that should be pretty cool. It's like I said, it's very sleek 14500 Genesis style hybrid. So, but anyway, Peter Kay is the guy that created this device, and he also came up with this Peter Kay method of coiling a Genesis style atomizer, and it really makes a big difference. It's really easy. So let me get set up here. I'm going to adjust my camera so that you guys can hopefully see what I'm doing here. And then we'll go. So hold on, you're going to get some motion sickness for a moment while I adjust the camera. Whoa. Whoa. Oh snap. Let's see. Get to stare at my gut once again. You must be excited, I'm sure. So we've got a DID here, okay? This one is made by MM Vapor, or MM Vapors, Metal Madness Vapors. They're in Greece. Dimitris Damianidis, I think I probably butchered his name, designed this, and this is actually the mod that he makes as well. It's called the Poldiac. We'll be talking about that on another show. But anyway, so the Peter Kay method is pretty straightforward. Basically, and I've already got a wick that I made pre-made for this, so hopefully you guys either have a wick sitting around if you're going to try to do this with me, or hopefully you're not going to try to do this with me because you probably won't have time to make a wick. Anyway, basically what you do is you're going to want to have something like this, which I got on Amazon for pretty cheap. It's a metric drill bit set, and basically you just kind of figure out which drill bit is going to fit relatively snugly in the wick hole that you have here. So in this case, it's a 3mm, and you just put the drill bit in, and then you wrap the coil around it. I mean, it's pretty big. It's pretty straightforward. The way that I do it is a little bit different. I actually wrap the coil around outside of the atomizer rather than wrapping it while the drill bit is sitting inside there, which is what some people do. But yeah, so I'm going to do a 5 wrap, or I'll do a 4 wrap on this one because it's pretty fat. Actually, you know what, I am going to do a 5 wrap on this one because the Poldiac hits like a train. But so we'll take I got some 28 gauge A1 Kanthal here. I'll get my scissors out, forgot to get those set up. And we'll cut a length of wire. Hold on a moment. Okay. And then you're just going to take the wire, and you don't even need to worry about wrapping this like perfect the first time because you're going to be able to fix it on the device. But you're just going to try to wrap nice, relatively even coils. Get them around there a few times. And yeah, so we'll do a 5 wrap. So I'll actually go around one more time here. And then you want that to be pretty snug. So kind of, tighten it with your fingers. And that nice and snug there. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. See that? I mean, it's not particularly even just yet. Focus. Come on, little camera. It's close enough. You get the general idea. So I'm actually going to push these a little bit closer together. And like I said, they don't need to be perfectly even because you can fix this afterwards. So, but I'm going to make sure that they're nice and snug on that coil or on that drill bit, and then even them out a little bit. And then just we'll slide this into the device actually. So let's see here. I'm just going to pop the drill bit into the wick hole here. Pop that right in there. And then I'm going to attach the negative post. So we'll unscrew that and slide that down. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here, but I'm going to pull that negative post nice and tight underneath there. Wrap that around, pull it taut, and then tighten that up. Actually, I'm going to use a screwdriver here just to get that nice and snug. Okay. That's nice and tight, and then you can take the excess negative and just kind of wiggle that until it snaps off. That's nice and snug on there. And then what you're going to do, this is what I like to do, is actually kind of, you push those coils down, okay? So I'm actually pushing them down toward the base of the device, like further down than the top, than where you're going to connect it on the top post. And the reason for that is that'll allow you to kind of tighten them even more and get them nice and snug on the drill bit, which is what you want. Okay, so we'll tighten that down, push them down some more, get them nice and snug, and then, so you can see that there, see how I have them kind of wrapped really tight around the drill bit. See that? And push down. Now you just kind of slide that up a little bit and it'll space out the coils a little better, and you want to keep that taut the whole time. And of course I forgot to loosen the top cap there, figures. There we go. So now we'll slide that up so that they're even, and the top leg is even with where you're going to connect it there, and wrap it around. And then you're going to want to continue to hold it tight like you are, because you want this to be really tight around that drill bit, okay? And then tighten the top post. And tighten that nice and snug. Okay, so now you've got pretty even coils wrapped around there. Not quite perfect, but you can fix that. And it's nice and snug around that drill bit. Now the reason you want it to be nice and snug around that drill bit is because when you're actually making the wick for this, you're going to make the wick so that it fits relatively snug in the wick hole, just like the drill bit that you select. So you'll end up having a wick that's the same diameter as the wick hole. The other thing that you can do is you can just kind of eyeball it, and as you're making the wick, line it up with the drill bit, kind of like how I showed you guys a couple weeks ago when I made the straight wick. Okay. I'm going to stop for a sec and look at chat, because I'm not looking at chat, and see if you guys have any questions. So, do you guys have any questions so far? Does this all make sense? For some of you, you probably already know how to do this, and I know the others are beginners, so I'm try to stop and ask and let you guys ask questions when I can. So I am using 28 gauge because I like to vape at a little bit higher wattage, and the reason for that is I'm not one of these extreme vapors that try to vape at 0.3 ohm coils and 50 watts or whatever the hell. I do it because I do like a little bit of throat hit, and I don't get any throat hit unless I go with a pretty high wattage. Because no, you do it after. I'll get to that in a sec, Stereo. So before or after you insert the wick. I'm sorry. No, you do. You take out the drill bit, then you fire it, then put the wick in. We'll show you here in a sec. So, anyway, like I was saying, the reason I use a 28 gauge is it's a lower resistance per inch, so you can get more wraps around the coil, so you have more surface area and more juice being atomized, while still maintaining a lower wattage. So, and I like to, or higher wattage, I mean, a lower resistance on the coil. And I like to vape at a high wattage because I vape really low nicotine. I'm down to 6 milligrams now, or I just recently switched from 12 to 6, so I don't get a lot of throat hit from that, and I also use mostly VG because PG kind of irritates my sinuses a little bit, so I don't really get a lot of throat hit unless I go with pretty high wattage. So, and I also find you get a little more sharpness and pop from the flavor at a high wattage too, so there's benefits to that. But if you're using it on a variable voltage device though, you can use whatever gauge you want to, really, as long as you get it over like the 1 to 1.2 ohms, so you don't have issues with the variable voltage device not reading it properly. So anyway, we've got the coil now. I'm going to pull the drill bit out. Now, what you're going to want to do is just gently twist it. Let's see if I'm going to make sure you can see this. Exactly what Stereo did. What Stereo put in chat. So you're going to gently twist the drill bit as you pull this out, so that you're not messing up the coils at all. Okay. There you go. So that's already coiled. You see that? There you go. So now you got your coils, and I still got the little extra positive on there, but see that? Let's do this. Try to get this to focus for you guys so you can see. Glowing nice and even. Pretty. And you're going to want to fire it a few times, bring it to a nice glow, and then let it go. What that's going to do is it'll burn off any junk that's on the wire from the machining process. Sometimes there's oils on there. It'll also harden the wire a little bit. It tempers it a little bit so that when you put the wick in, it's not going to... Look at that. Look how nice that looks. So when you put the wick in, it's not going to mess up the coils. So I'm actually going to clip this positive post here. I'm going to clip the wire off the top there. There we go. Now I'm going to take my wick, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to, so whatever direction it's wrapped in, where you have the little kind of, the end of the stainless, you're going to want to kind of you're going to want to twist it in the opposite direction of where that lip is facing, so that you don't kind of unravel the wick as you're putting it into the, as you're putting it through the coil that you made, and you're going to gently twist it as you put it in there. Okay, nice and snug. There we go. I'm going to push it down until it almost touches the bottom. Let's see. Oh, of course, then I got a hot spot at the top. figures. Give me a sec. Well, usually this is hotspot free, but where's the button? Okay. There we go. So I had a tiny little hotspot there, but just firing it a couple times worked it out. So, whoop. Alright, as you can see, it's glowing nice and even. Alright. So typically, when I'm not showing other people how to do it, of course, when you use this method, you're not going to have many issues with shorts or hotspots. And if you do, it'll usually work it out really quick. How did I fix that little hotspot? Actually, it was because I jammed the wick down too far and there was a little bit of fray at the top, so I just pulled the top of the wick out a little bit, that's all. As you can see, it's not... If you can see inside the tank there, it's not as far down as when I first put it in. So, yeah, nothing fancy. That's my own fault for not making a real clean wick. I just kind of threw this together before the show real quick. So, yeah. Or, the nibble chip is awesome. Or, wait until the DNA 20 comes around too. Those sound like they're going to be really awesome. So now, I'm actually going to get up for a second because I forgot to bring some juice over. Hold on a moment. Let's see, what are we going to throw in here? Let's do... Try one I haven't tried yet. Uh-oh. Be scared, Ja. I'm going to put some Punk and Tumble in here. See how it vapes. Actually, I'm gonna adjust the camera now too so you guys can see my smiling face. Hold on a sec. Alright. Hold on a sec. Okay. There we go. Let's fill this little guy up. Let's see how we did. So do you guys have any questions about what I just did, other than, like, how did I fix that little hotspot real quick? Nothing? Sweet. African or European? Alright, so we are getting a couple questions. So the tank on here is, this is a did. It's a short did, actually, from MM Vapor. In Greece. This is, it's got the IB tanked glass tank on it, though. It's not the stock stainless steel tank. So, which is why it might not look like what you're used to seeing. Let's see. You know if you have a short because you'll see that the coils don't glow evenly. If the coils glow even when you fire it, then chances are you don't have a short. If they are not glowing evenly, if you see a hot spot, if one of the legs is hot, either the leg that's leading to the positive post or the negative post is hot, you probably have a short. I haven't in my Jennies. I have in other stuff. I've used all kinds of stuff in the Penelope and the Odysseus, and then in some of the dripping atomizers. Bamboo, cotton I've used. I've used regular cotton. I've used silica, obviously. Yeah, if you have a short, your battery will vent and blow your face off. That's... You can... The shorts usually work themselves out pretty quickly, so... let's see here. Let's give this a try. See how we did. See how we did on the did. There you go. Nice clean taste. So shorts are gone. It's good. Actually, you know, Ghost, I thought that it was all about oxidizing the wick properly when I first started using the Jennies. It's really not. It's about wrapping the coil properly. If the coil's even, you're gonna get less shorts and hot spots from that. As long as you don't have any like fraying, if you make a nice smooth wick, it's really less about the oxidation and more of the structure of the wick. If it's nice and smooth and even all the way, you're going to get less shorts from that. The shorts tend to be more from fraying and stuff like that. Like you can actually create a wick and not oxidize it and just pulse fire until the shorts basically work themselves out and oxidize it that way. You know, and that's why the Peter K method works so well, because it's not about the oxidation. Like I didn't oxidize that wick a lot. You know, I did a pre-burn on it before I rolled it, and then I did a couple of juice burn-offs, and that's it. I didn't go through what I showed you guys when I showed you the first time. Now, when you're first starting off, oxidize it more, just because you're not going to be as good as wrapping the coils, and it'll be easier to avoid shorts. But you know, but later on, as you kind of master it, not that I'm a master, please don't take it that way, but you'll get to the point where, you know, you find that you have to oxidize less and less, and you're still able to get it, you know, wicking properly and without shorts, and have nice clean flavor right off the bat. I really like this Poldiac too, by the way. I think it's pretty sweet. Nice. This Pumpkin Tumble's pretty good, Ja. Nicely done. That's nice. I dig it. I have to give that some more time. Alright, cool. So, there you have it. That's the Peter K method. It's probably the easiest way to wrap a coil for a straight wick. The hardest thing about it, honestly, is probably getting the wick to be the right size, and making sure that everything's nice and snug so that that wick fits in there snugly. Because you want the wick to be not choked, but you want the wick to be snug in the coils. You don't want the coils to be off the wick. You want it to all be in contact with it. So, oh, Ja left. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. So, yeah, Ghost, the AFPV, honestly, that would be what I recommend out of all the ones that we had talked about. Like I said, I'm really excited about that thing, and you know, it's a really good price for a really nice, well-made hybrid. So, put my drill bits away here. Hold on a sec. So yeah. Any other questions about the Peter K method? Or any other way to wrap a coil, for that matter? Or yeah, it does have a 510 connector too, and that comes standard. Doesn't cost any extra. which is pretty sweet too. I'm just going to take this off and show this to you guys so you can see it. Nice. Oops. Look at that, it's overwicking. Damn. It's good. No tilt necessary. That's what we like to see. All right, sweet. So, well, that actually didn't take as long as I expected, so I figured the Peter K would take a little bit more time, and maybe you guys would have some more questions, but why don't we do another giveaway? Is Boondock still in here? Are you still here, Boondock Vapes? Yes, you are. I see you. You can't hide from me. Alright. We're going to do another giveaway. This one is going to be from Boondock Vapes, one of my new sponsors. And that's their website if you want to take a look at the website. Welcome, Cisco. Welcome to the party. Oh, you guys got to check this out, by the way. Hold on a sec, I'm going to hold up a cloth behind it so you can see this. This is the glass that I'm drinking out of. It's true. Hooray for facial hair. So, anyway, so let's do a giveaway from Boondock Vapes. Let's see, so we're going to do the usual pick a number style, but this will be for 4 different flavors. Boondock Vapes is going to do a 4-bottle, 6 milliliter bottles, that is, sample pack for the winner. So what you're going to do is, if you win, go to their website, pick out 4 flavors, and you know the drill. Let me know what flavors you want. Let me know your VG/PG ratio. Let me know your nic content, and give me your shipping address, and we'll get those over to you right away. So when I say, well, actually, first we're gonna put up their website here. Hang on a sec. There we go, Boondock Vapes. Let me refresh the giveaway meter here, or the random number generator. We'll do 1 to 75 again. That seemed to work out okay. Yeah, you know what? Before we do the giveaway, I'll just talk about them real quick. So, I mentioned this last week, but I kind of discovered them at VaporCon. They had left out samples of their mango juice on all the tables at VaporCon, and I had a dripping setup prepared so that I could taste a bunch of different juices, and I pretty much ended up just dripping their mango all day one of the days of VaporCon because it was so good. So really like their mango flavor. I've tried a few of their other flavors this week just because I want to try out some of their other stuff, so I got a sample pack myself. I really like Mojo a lot. That's that spiced peach one I was talking about earlier in the show. And I also tried the Horns, which I like a lot. That's the one that is, it's really close to Red Bull. I was surprised at how accurate that is. So if you like Red Bull, then that one might be right up your alley. And I'll have more to report after I try some more of the flavors, but definitely recommend those 3. So, when I say go in chat, I want you guys to, oh nice, grape sweet tart. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like Mojo a lot. That one's really cool. I don't know what spices you put in that, or if it's even spices. Like I said, I don't really have a real refined palate, but I like it a lot. Pardon me, it tastes good. So when I say go in chat, pick a number from 1 to 75, and go. Just one number, please. Oh, that's funny. A lot of people picked my lucky number, which is 23. Oh, you guys are so nice with all your piffs. Alright. 5 seconds. Get a few last numbers in there. And stop. Alright, let's see what we got. $45. Alright, let's see. 49. 42. There's a 45. Carl Litwin. Let's see if we got any more of them. Blah, blah, blah. Looks like it's you, Carl. Congratulations. Nice work. Alright, I'm going to shoot you a PM real quick with my email address. And just the information that I mentioned earlier, just email it to me and I'll send it on to Boondock Vapes. So pick the 4 flavors that you want, give me your NIC content, VG-PG ratio, and your shipping address, and we'll get that right out to you. Congratulations. There you go. That's my email address. You know, we've had a lot of questions about the Kick. So there's a couple different places that sell it. The best thing to do is actually go to the Evolve website. Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on a second here. Thank you, Boondock Vapes, again for doing the giveaway. If you guys haven't tried their juices, give them a whirl. Like I said, you know, I haven't tried a ton of their stuff yet, but they seem to have fruit vapes, like fruit blend vapes, down really well. So, and I've enjoyed a lot of what I tried. Let's see. What is the Evolve website? There we go. So it's evolvevapor.com, like that. So if you go to their website, on their website they list all of their distributors. And the best thing to do is go to their website, take a peek at some of the U.S. distributors, and see who's going to have it in stock for the best price. You can also pick them up off of the classifieds on various websites. They pop up fairly frequently, but you know, something like that, I don't know that I would trust getting used. I would rather get one new. So yeah, I mean that's just my personal preference. It's kind of like batteries, you know, it's not something that's going to last forever, so I don't know that I'd want to buy them used. right, sweet. So yeah, congrats, Carl. Um, so let's see, we got about 25 minutes left, and basically just got some time for open discussion. If you guys have any questions about any mods that are coming out, if there's anything in particular that you'd like to talk about, let me know. If you have any questions about the Peter K method that I went over before, any questions about Wick building that we talked about on the last couple of shows, any questions about the Icarus or any of the other devices we've talked about. I tried that one actually. Fruit Spunk's really good. I forgot to mention that one. That was one of the ones that I really liked, actually. There was, I'm just going to come out and say it. Sorry, Boondock Vapes. There was only one that I didn't really like, and it was their coffee vape, and it totally is not their fault. So, I'll tell you guys a little story. I went to VaporCon, as you know, and there was a fellow there named Donovan that was walking around and having everybody try this juice that he made called Roadkill juice, and it was like, well, first of all, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever vaped. I'm actually there's a YouTube video somewhere. If you do a YouTube search for Roadkill VaporCon, it'll come up, and I'm he recorded everybody that he had try it, and I'm the last one that tried it at the end of the video, so that's what I look like in a purple paisley shirt, in case you're wondering. But that was Fred that came to visit, by the way. So this Roadkill juice was a mix of some of like the worst flavors that he could find from all different kinds of vendors, and it was a mix of it was like pie crust, crab juice, something that smelled like a skunk, and coffee. So, and it was just absolutely horrifying. It was the nastiest vape I've ever tried. I was able to choke it down without, coughing or anything, but it was really, really bad. But what happened was, it basically ruined all coffee vapes for me. Now, anytime that I try a coffee vape, even if it's one that's really highly recommended, and one that everybody else loves, all I can think of is Roadkill juice. As soon as I get that little hint of coffee vapor, that's it for me. So, yeah. Exactly. So like now all I can think of is Roadkill juice every time I vape coffee. So there is a highly recommended coffee vape on Boondock Vapes. It's called Cup of Joe. I know that the owners of Boondock Vapes like that one very much. That's the only one that I didn't like, and it totally has nothing to do with the quality of the juice. It's the Roadkill juice, it ruined me. So I just want to let you guys know that it's not their fault. So if you want to try the coffee vape, don't try Roadkill juice first, because it'll ruin it for you. So your question, Stereo Dreamer, how do you roll a stainless steel mesh wick? It's pretty straightforward. I mean, I don't use a paperclip or anything. I just use it with my fingers. I mean, depending on the device, that's how I determine how wide the piece of mesh is going to be. The length, obviously, you just kind of measure based on how much space you have in the tank and in the top cap. I like to roll a more solid wick. I used to do the straw thing. I used to think that a straw with and tilt it on a Genesis style was the way to get best wicking. But if you do a really tightly rolled solid wick, like this one that I have in the Did, actually, this is 8mm wide piece of mesh that I rolled up nice and tight into. I'm sorry, not 8mm, 8 centimeter wide, that I rolled up into almost solid wick with just like a tiny pinhole down the center, and it's wicking like crazy. Like you saw, it was like bubbling when I had it tilted, so I have to keep it straight because it's wicking so well. And this is 28 gauge wire on here too, with a fresh battery on a Poldiac, which hits like a train because it's got silver contacts. So you know, it's not like this is high ohm and low wattage. This thing is really wicking extremely well. So yeah. And Vape Fest, yes, I will probably be at Vape Fest. Actually, I will definitely be at Vape Fest, and I'm almost certain I'm going to be at Vape Bash. That is tasty. I can't wait for both of them too. I had a really good time at VaporCon. Oh. Is Vape Bash is better than VaporCon? I don't know. VaporCon was the first vape convention I ever went to. So Vape Fest looks like it'll be fun, but it looks like it's going to be fairly small from what I can tell. Not going to be as big as VaporCon or Vape Bash, but I'm excited for both though. I had a really good time, and if you're going to be at Vape Fest, Ghost, I'll be very excited to see you naked. That'll be good. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Vape Fest UK too, Chunk. I know all the guys over at Vape Pit. Yeah, I'll have the feather. Don't worry, Ghost. The French tickler, right? That's the one you're talking about. But Vape Fest UK, I've heard great things about. They, I mean, that's all they talk about. Well, it's not all they talk about, but they talk about that a lot over at Vape Pit. So I would assume that they're going to make that happen again. Are they talking about it not happening this year? What, I mean, it sounds like you're a little concerned about whether or not it's actually going to happen. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, VaporCon was pretty crazy too. I know that the attendees for VaporCon was in the thousands. It was pretty crazy. Everybody mobbed Zen. Everybody mobbed Zen and Clouds of Vapor pretty much when they went in the door first day. That was pretty cool. Zen getting overwhelmed. It was crazy though. He brought so much product, he didn't even run out of stuff after the huge waves of people. So that's another nice thing about the conventions is like you can get your hands on some of the hard to get stuff for reasonable prices and for less than retail. Like I know all of the GG stuff that Clouds of Vapor had, they didn't have a ton of it, but it was less than they have it listed on their website. And obviously you don't have to pay for shipping either, which is cool. So yeah, I hope for your sake and the sake of all the people I talk to on Vape Pit that happens too, Chunk. It would be a shame if Vape Fest doesn't happen. So yeah, VaporCon. We'll have to meet up down at VaporCon because I'll definitely go again. It was awesome. Anyone here who drinks beer, I'll buy you a round. Or whatever you want to drink. Water, soda, it doesn't matter. I'll buy you a water, how about that? Yeah, I had a really good time at VaporCon. Got to meet a lot of people that I had, talked to on the forums, but I had never met in person. I actually got to hang out with John Nicole from Alice in Vapeland there. I got to discover Boondock Vapes down there. Met Cisco. Got to talk to him a little bit. And met some other celebrities in the vaping community. I got to talk to Phil Basardo for a while, and it was cool. I had a good time. Yeah. Could use a stiff drink too. Today was a hell of a day for work. I've been working on a website, corporate website, for a while now, for the last couple months, and we had our launch today. At least the content went live today, and tomorrow the new design goes live. So it's a long day. I didn't know you'd been, so you're a fairly recent vapor then, Stereo Dreamer. I thought you'd been vaping longer for some reason. I actually haven't been vaping that long. This is why, like, you know, I mean, I love that you guys come out and watch the show, and hopefully I can help you all learn, but I am definitely not an expert by any means. I've only been vaping since June. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have been vaping a lot longer than I have. Three years, nice. Jonathan, your name is very similar to a musician that I enjoy. Are you familiar with him? He's like yeah, John Colton. He's a comedy musician. Yeah, he's really funny. I very much enjoy, well, I mean, obviously I like the song he did for Portal, but he's done some other really funny stuff too, like the Regarding Your Brain song, the zombie song, Skull Crusher Mountain, some other good stuff. I actually discovered him because of Rock Band. Come on, sure, come on, Fred. Everybody wants to meet you. This is Fred. Say hi, buddy. Alright. So yeah, that's Fred. He's gonna sit on my shoulder for a while. Oh. And he's gonna whip me in the face with his tail. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's very friendly. I'm surprised that he hasn't been harassing me through the whole show. Yeah, his brother is all black too. His brother's locked in the bedroom because his brother likes to sit on the keyboard and whine while I'm trying to get set up for the show. So he's a good one too. Nice. Mine are Frank and Fred, Francis and Frederick. So they're twin brothers. This one, the little one, Fred, likes to sit on my shoulder like a parrot. He actually sits there while I like walk around and do chores and stuff. I'll wash the dishes and he'll sit on my shoulder the whole time. It's pretty funny. I want to dress as a pirate for Halloween some year and dress him up as a parrot. I think that'd be funny. Actually, he's got a little white spot on him too. He has a little white, like, bow tie on his chest. Other than that, he's all black. What are you doing, dude? He's whipping the microphone. Sorry if you can hear that thumping. Turd. Oh, nice. Who are you going to see? I'm a pretty big hockey fan myself. I like the Bruins personally. Nice. Was that for the Bruins? Don't like the Bruins so much. I love the Bruins, man. They're fun to watch. Oh, Flyers. Oh, come on. That's the worst. Oh man, that team I do not like. But I am excited about hockey. I love seeing the Flyers play the Bruins. That's fun to see. I was lucky. I got to see a playoff game 2 years ago when the Bruins won the cup. Yeah, actually, Pittsburgh's pretty bad too. F. Crosby, indeed. I got to see. I actually got to see the game. I don't know if you guys followed the playoffs 2 years ago, but when the Bruins were playing Tampa Bay in the playoffs, there was one game in the middle of the series that was just absolutely crazy. Honestly, I don't even remember the final score. I think it was 6-5. It was just the most insane thing I've ever seen. It was absolutely wonderful. I had such a good time. Like the energy of the crowd was like nothing I've ever experienced before. And I've been to playoff other sports too, but it was nothing like going to see playoff hockey. It was really incredible. So it's very cool. Yeah, I have no problem admitting that I like professional sports. I enjoy it. You can be a nerd and still like sports. It's okay. I also play Dungeons and Dragons, in fact. Here, let me show you. That bookshelf right there, those are all D&D books. Yep, that's right. And there's more in the chair. And there's some more other places as well. One of the rare jock nerds. I used to play World of Warcraft. I used to play quite a bit, actually. In fact, I think it consumed 3 years of my life. But it was a fun game, I will say that. I saw that. Yeah, you were showing us on the side cam the other day. Was it yesterday or the day before, T-Bolt? I think maybe on Saturday you've just gotten it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't played WoW in a couple years actually. I decided, I decided to stay away from the MMOs. I have an addictive personality. I think many of us do, being a lot of us being former smokers, and the MMOs are definitely very addictive. Skyrim was awesome. I loved Skyrim, but the thing I like about Skyrim is, you can stop what you're doing and hit save and turn it off. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but you can't do that in like World of Warcraft. You can't just save it and turn it off when you're in the middle of a 40-man raid. So. Oh, Fallout is greater than Skyrim. I don't know. I love them both. I like anything by Bethesda though, really. I think I like Skyrim a little better, but not by much. I did like Fallout 3 more than I liked New Vegas. But I did really like New Vegas too, so I don't know. Yeah, I was, well, Dishonored was not really a Bethesda game, though. It had their name on it, but they didn't make it. They just produced it. So anything that they actually design and create themselves instead of just being the money behind it is pretty much a sure bet to be a good one. Yeah, Jedi. I think that's why I tend towards Skyrim myself. I really like kind of the steampunk-ishness of Fallout, and I did enjoy Fallout a lot. It's one of my favorite games. But Skyrim, the fantasy elements of it, definitely did it for me. It's another reason why I'm more of a Lord of the Rings guy than a Star Wars guy. Although Star Wars is really just like space magicians, really. So. See, I like the open-endedness of Skyrim. Yes, SCA. Nice Stereo Dreamer. You've seen some of the weapons that I posted in the Allison Vapeland thread. I've got a collection of them in the other room. I just got a new axe recently. It's pretty sweet. Maybe I'll show you guys on the show next week. I'll do a review of my battle axe instead of doing a review of a mod next week, maybe. That'd be fun. I'd say right now it gets a 9 out of 10. I haven't killed anyone with it. That's how you get to 10. Yeah, right? Can vape out of that battle axe? That'd be pretty sick. You know what? Hold on a sec. I'll go show you. I won't do a review, but I'll just show it to you guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to the other room real quick. This is an axe. So this is the Nemesis. Carbon steel, very well crafted. This is not for SCA combat though, Stereo. This is incredibly sharp. You could shave with this bad boy. That's why I've got the little protectors on the end there. So, I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse. And I have a large collection of other stuff. This is just the newest toy. This one is... I think it's 14 pounds. It's either 12 or 14. But it's actually really well balanced, and it's big. It may not look big in my hands, but this is a two-handed weapon for sure. So... yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's Nemesis. I figured I'd show you real quick. And we'll do a weapon segment on the show at some point. Show you guys something different every week. I got all kinds of goodies. Fred wasn't happy that I pushed him off my shoulder. Alright. Nice. I'm glad Eddie liked it. I thought he'd get a kick out of that. Did you grab him from the other room? Yeah, but anyway, that thing's sharp. I do have some other that are meant for SCA. I've got a bastard sword, a long sword, and a short sword that are all meant for steel on steel combat. They're not sharpened, and then I've got a couple other that'll battle ready as well. I'll show you guys the Morningstar Bertha some other time. That one's fun. That one's good for braining zombies, spiked mace type thing. So, oh man, I didn't realize what time it is. We only got 3 minutes left. All right, Fred, you're famous now. Congratulations. Get out of here. So what do you guys think of the music I have playing in the background? I know it's kind of soft. It's a little loud on my end, which is why it's not louder. I do. Any of you guys metal fans at all? This is all instrumental stuff, but... wow, that's awesome, Stereo. No, this is not metalcore. This is mostly instrumental. If we want to get into the subgenres, this is technically instrumental djent. I personally think that the whole subgenreification of music is just silly. Where every band's got like a different complicated subgenre and a name. That's just stupid. But yeah, so that's what they call it. So. Good night, Boondock. Thank you again for the giveaway. and I'll send that information over to you probably later on tonight. So yeah, I mean, like just some of the genres that people come up with to try to put a name tag on some of the stuff. I find it's actually really common in metal, like the subgenres that you get in some of the more underground metal. It's just like, ambient, you know, ambient math deathcore. Like what is that? No, go away. It's metal. Thanks, Allegria, for coming by. Happy hardcore. That's electronic, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think that's real hardcore. But anyway, all right. Well, we're about to hit 11 o'clock, so I am actually going to be signing off here. Unless there's anything else that you guys want to. Symphonic metal, yeah. Ambient symphonic. Funeral death core. That's good stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks again for coming tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I wish I had a little more content. I ended up finishing sooner than I thought, but it was fun hanging out with you guys and just shooting the shit for a little bit at the end of the show anyway. So thanks again. And hopefully we'll see you all next week. Next week we're going to do a review. I may do 2 reviews next week. We're going to do one we're definitely going to do a review of the AGAT Plus. That was thanks to one of my sponsors, Discount Vapors. And then I may do another review as well, so I might kind of do 2 short reviews next week instead of doing one longer one. And I haven't decided what we're going to do for the rebuild next week, so we'll figure out what we're doing for the tutorial, and we'll have more giveaways next week, some juice and something that I don't know. I don't even know what we're going to be giving away from RTD Vapor yet, but we'll be giving away something. So I hope you guys thought that the multimeter giveaway was a little cool and different. So anyway, have a good night, everybody. Yeah, join our group if you haven't, and thanks for watching. I'll be back on same time next week, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, so hopefully we'll see you then. All right, have a good